I'm Michael Carbone. I'm the retired executive director of the North Dakota Coalition for Homeless Persons, and I am a proud, longtime member of the National Low Income Housing Coalition.
Thanks, Michael. Hi, my name's Diaz. I work for Unidos US here in DC, and I also have the pleasure of being a board member of the National Low Income Housing Coalition. I want to welcome everybody. This year, Michael and I served together as members of the review committee for the 2018 National Low Income Housing Coalition Organizing Awards. We are pleased to be presenting this year's Organizing Award winners. As many of you know, each year, the Coalition Organizing Awards recognize outstanding achievement for state and local advocates in organizing activities that further the Coalition's federal mission, which is to achieve socially just policy that ensures people with the lowest incomes in the United States have affordable, decent homes. I know it's something we all care about. All of our Organizing Award winners and previous winners work hard every day in their communities, on streets, in local government, in state government, to further at the state and local level what the coalition does at the federal level. With some truly admirable work from all of you here and those of you who could not come, the committee had a tough task, but we considered more than a dozen outstanding nominees for the Organizing Awards, all of whom are deserving of recognition. If your organization was nominated to receive an Organizing Award, and or you have won the award in the past, we would like to stand and recognize your efforts. So this year's top nominees are Capitol Hill Housing Foundation of Seattle, Washington, Georgia Advancing Communities Together, Housing Justice League of Atlanta, Georgia, Ironbound Community Corporation of Newark, New Jersey, Jane Place Neighborhood Sustainability Initiative in New Orleans, Louisiana, Latin United Community Housing Association, Chicago, Illinois, Minnesota Coalition for the Homeless, National American Indian Housing Council of Washington, D.C., Piedmont Housing Alliance of Charlottesville, Virginia, Residents United Network, California, and Southern California Association of Nonprofit Housing in LA. And just to acknowledge some previous winners of the award, I want to also shout out to East Bay Housing Organization of Oakland, California, Nonprofit Housing Association of Northern California, Coalition of Nonprofit Housing Economic Development, Washington, D.C., Women's Community Revitalization Project of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Community Housing Partnership of San Francisco, Open Communities in Evanston, Illinois, and lastly but not least, North Dakota Coalition of Homeless People. For homeless people, too. And with that, I'm going to let Michael kind of present this year's awards winners.
We as housers spend a lot of time on bricks and mortar, which of course is the essence of housing. But bricks and mortar are of very little value when low-income people are denied the right to enjoy their housing. And of course, unjust evictions are one of the main reasons or one of the main vehicles for denying people the right to enjoyment of their housing. And we learned yesterday that this is a problem faced all across the country. And we learned that there are cities that are looking at ordinances that would grant the right to counsel for people facing unjust evictions. Right to Counsel New York City Coalition began in 2014 a 3-year campaign to win the right to counsel. And I believe it was August 17 of last year that they won that right. They organized a grassroots movement. They held public forums. They got press media coverage. They got a public hearing. They got news media coverage. They engaged the city council and the mayor's office, and they won that right. They won that right. And we on the selection committee wanted to send a signal out across to the rest of the country and to the other cities who are considering this ordinance. And so that's what we're doing today, is we're sending a signal that people who are facing unfair eviction need the right to counsel. So we extend this award, the Trailblazer Award, to Right to Counsel New York City Coalition. So accepting the Trailblazer Award on behalf of the Right to Counsel New York City Coalition, our coalition members, Lorena Lopez, tenant organizer at Catholic Migration Services in Brooklyn, New York, and Randy Dillard, I hope I'm pronouncing that name correctly, organizer at CASA, Community Action for Safe Apartments in the Bronx, New York. Please give them a warm welcome and join me in congratulating them. From you, Lorena, please.
Yes. It is an honor to be here, but the greatest honor of this award is the honor to be around you that help does this work like we do. So give yourself a round of applause. And I can't talk much because I'm going to be on the panel, so Lorena going to take it off.
Thank you, Randy. We're really thrilled to receive this award. And winning a right to counsel in housing court means a lot because it gives tenants a fair way to fight in the individual level. But it also gives them a new tool to build tenant power and protect their communities. A lot of people came together, they shared their knowledge, their talents, their stories, and their hunger for justice, and this is the result of it. We have a lot of work to do, but we're really excited to hear that other cities are, looking to do the same, and we really encourage you to do it even better than us. A big shout out to our colleagues in Newark and San Francisco because we hear that they're actually working on right to counsel legislation as we speak. And for sure to other cities across the country that are starting the fight to make eviction defense a right. Thank you very much. And just really quick before the picture, I want to say that we have FAQ and lessons learned about right to counsel in New York outside in the table for anybody who's interested to pick them up. Thank you.
Thank you for leading the way. I feel as if I have a little bit of a personal connection to this next one. Early in my career, I coordinated a family homeless prevention and assistance program in Moorhead, Minnesota. And I dealt with a lot of people who faced what we call lockout evictions. And my office was located right across the street from the offices of Northwest Legal Services of Minnesota. And I would send a lot of people right across the street to a legal aid attorney named Heidi Euchre. And because of that relationship, I became friends with Heidi Euchre, and I'm still friends with her to this day. And she's still doing that same work. And through my friendship, I learned that she began her career as a legal aid attorney in St. Louis, Missouri. And she told me that she dealt with a lot of those lockout evictions in St. Louis, and that they were much easier to deal with in Minnesota than they were in Missouri. So when I saw this nomination come across in the state and local organizing award, I was very, very pleased to see this, because what this group did is they made it much, much easier to enforce the lockout eviction laws in Missouri, in St. Louis in particular. So what they did, the Metropolitan Equal Housing and Opportunity Council and Empower Missouri, is they worked hard to pass a new ordinance that provided options for prosecutors to pursue criminal actions against landlords who illegally evicted renters by shutting off the water, turning off the electricity, and other illegal acts that, again, denied renters the opportunity to enjoy their housing. This gives renters the option, the opportunity. This gives prosecutors the opportunity to engage the full force of law against landlords who, frankly, engage the full force of criminality against renters. So it's with great pleasure that we present this award to MEHOC, the Missouri Equal Housing Opportunity Council. So please come up and accept this award. And we have 2 awards because there are 2 groups involved in this.
Thank you.
Please say a few words.
Good morning, everyone. So my name is Nicole McCoy. I represent Empower Missouri, and Kalila Jackson here is an attorney with the Metropolitan St. Louis Equal Housing and Opportunity Council. And on behalf of our organizations, as well as David Lander at St. Louis University Law School, I would like to thank NLIHC for this recognition of our work to advocate for the rights of Missouri's most vulnerable populations. Yesterday evening, I listened to Kalila as she explained to someone the genesis of our respective organizations' partnership and Board Bill 87, and how imperative it was to stop the practice of self-help illegal evictions, because after it's done, there is no way to make that individual or family whole again. Any recourse after the fact won't take away the trauma of being forced out of your own home, won't replace the missed days from work or school, won't replace lost property after having your personal belongings moved onto the street. It also won't replace the memory of feeling helpless and robbed of your dignity because someone else chose to disregard a legal process that was set in place to protect you and your family from all that I just described. So the passage of this ordinance was a gratifying triumph, not just for our coalition, but also for the people represented by EHOC and Legal Services of Eastern Missouri in these cases. I want to also thank Alderman Terry Kennedy for his sponsorship of the bill and the entire Board of Aldermen for passing the ordinance unanimously, and our Mayor Lyda Cruson for promptly signing the ordinance. However, the work of implementation has only just begun. We are committed to ensuring that every square inch of this ordinance is enforced by law enforcement and upheld by the court system, because we cannot settle for another household experiencing this trauma. An easy target because they're low income or disabled or a senior. We know this problem wasn't only contained in St. Louis City, and the intention of Empower Missouri is to work to ensure the same protection for every household across the state. I hope you all will be encouraged to do the same in your respective endeavors. Thank you, fellow advocates, and keep fighting the good fight. Thank you.